please state your name and position for the record?
Yes, I'm Erin Luper with the National Rifle Association. Thank you for letting me take a few minutes to speak. First of all, the NRA supports and promotes the safe storage of firearms in the home and elsewhere. We, as Senator Bowling mentioned, we provide many safety resources that explain how to store firearms properly in the home and also to eliminate access to unauthorized persons, including children. There's unfortunately no one-size-fits-all requirement that can meet all the needs of American or Tennessee gun owners. Further, the NRA believes that the education is a way to reduce firearm-related accidents. We do provide the Eddie Eagle Gun Safe program that educates children on steps to take that if the child becomes aware or access of a firearm is available. I will spare the committee on singing the jingle that goes along with the Eddie Eagle program.
Questions for Ms. Luper? Yes, Senator Bowling.
So that get on there. It's been a long day. And I appreciate what the NRA does on this, and I think that you're correct, that one size doesn't fit all, and I don't think that this particular bill is saying that there's only one size. It's saying to keep it out of the reach of the children. And the thing that I particularly appreciate what NRA does say is that parents and those involved. I was recently at a Second Amendment rally, and someone in the audience, it was Q&A time, said, well, what are you doing, meaning the government, to make sure that children are educated? And my response was, are you a parent, a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, a friend, a neighbor? What are you doing? Because if you have the ability, the direct relationship with that child, you have a corresponding responsibility. Unfortunately, there are those who don't seem to understand that correlation, that relationship. And I think that this bill helps to draw those people into the acknowledgement that not only are you responsible, you will be accountable if you fail to act on your responsibility. But I appreciate what you all do to make certain that people are aware. For responsible owners, as a life member of the NRA. Thank you.
Ms. Luper, would you like to respond to that?
Yes, please. And we do take the position that it is the gun owner's responsibility to seek information, education, training on how to safely store a firearm, and not the state's position to require the firearm owner to do so.
Further discussion? Okay. Anything for Ms. Luper? Yes, Senator Harris. I'm sorry, Senator Kyle, were you seeking recognition while we're in recess? Okay, Senator Harris.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So I think most of the fundamental facts, I think we're on the same page about, and maybe conclusions we reach are a little bit different. I think we all agree, I hope, that there's some serious misconduct on the part of the father, particularly in cases like the case we just heard. And the question, or where maybe there's some disagreement, is what do we do about the misconduct in cases like that? And so, is there any punishment that we could agree to for cases of serious misconduct that results in loss of life and endangerment of kids, like the story we heard a few moments ago?
We would be more than happy to review any proposed legislation, but as far as what's outlined here, we don't think that this requirement is something that we would support the state imposing on the gun owner.
And do you, if I may continue, Mr. Chair, okay, do you cover only Tennessee, or are you also aware of this kind of problem in other places and so forth?
No, I cover multiple states, but not all 50. So I would have to review any other incidents in other states.
Okay, because I just appreciate the willingness to discuss this more, and I always think that's in order. It's just a question of whether or not we see any light at the end of that tunnel, the prospect of any reasonable solution to these types of issues. So I guess my question about your background and so forth and your coverage was, have you been able to reach any kind of consensus for tragedies like this in any of your other experiences outside of Tennessee?
Since I've been with the NRA, we have not worked on this legislation specifically, but I've only been with the NRA for about a year and a half, so unfortunately I can't speak to what's been done previously before my employment in other states, but I'd be more than happy to look into it for you.
Okay, thank you. And I guess my only other question, Mr. Chair, is just what the Shelby County District Attorney thinks about it, and the sponsor, if she could, I don't know if she's been in communication with law enforcement or Shelby County District Attorney, if she could just shed some light there if she has. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and that's all I got.
Okay, Senator Cobb.
Yes, thank you, and thank you for being here today. And I want to thank the DA, Ray Whitley, for speaking. Amy Wyrick is our District Attorney General in Shelby County, and she is in favor of this legislation. And I just want to say this. I just got to meet Ms. Luper today, and I've met a lot of people in this field that I have not known before. And I acknowledge there are questions, and I appreciate the support, but I think Senator Bowling said it better than I did. But let me just tee this up. Is this safe storage, the focus is more on the public health issue. Had all the training that I sent my gun to, he's probably one avid hunter, and now has a handgun permit. Evidently, somewhere these people are not paying attention to what you offer on the internet, what every town offers, and I'm just trying to find a solution to get these people to understand that these children's deaths are preventable, just as if you lock up your poison, just as though you protect your child in other ways. So these parents, for one reason or another, are not being accountable. They're not being held responsible, and none of us hate to take this an extreme piece of action. I don't think this does this. We backed it up, be in recognition and to be in line with public health. I see, Mr. Kelsey, that I have several questions, and I would like to ask if I could roll this for at least 2 weeks, if not longer, so that I could meet with other members and meet with these other groups that are now emailing. Seem to have heavy emails coming in on this particular issue. And again, I want to thank you for letting these people speak. I am just thrilled to get to know them, get to work with Ms. Luper and the DAs, see where we can go on this, if that would be.
Okay, it looks like, Senator, we've got a couple more people who would like to speak.